Hey guys, this is Dusty over here at German Auto Center. Just want to do a brief overview of what's involved to get to these spark plugs on a 2-liter Volkswagen. Just to point out the bolts that are that you're going to need to remove. Obviously, you can see the front 3 bolts right here on the intake. There's actually 2 others hidden. You can see these little cutout and recesses. Those are for the other 2, and they're inside the back side of the intake manifold. And the way to get to those is you need a long, skinny, deep 5mm Allen that'll snake down in those holes to be able to release those. Those bolts. Obviously, you have some vacuum lines in the back. You have this one, and just a couple brackets and stuff for other ones that go underneath there. On the back side of the intake manifold, there is a bracket that holds it to the cylinder head. And that's a 6mm Allen bolt. There should be 2 of those that you're going to need to take off. So basically, if you have a mirror and a flashlight, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. If you don't, you can always feel back there. They go directly into the back of the intake, right below it. And I can flip this up so you can kind of see. Those are the back sides of it, and that's the bracket that's holding it. So once you get to that point, you obviously, if you get just some of the stuff loosely off of the intake, the boot for the mass airflow sensor, going to that, and you don't need to completely disassemble this thing, but just get it off enough so you can set it to the side. Once you're at this stage in the spark plug removal, you definitely want to put a rag over the intake. Make sure you don't drop anything in there. It's not a good idea to keep any loose bolts around this area, but there is a special tool that Volkswagen makes that goes in and grabs the spark plug boot for the wire. If you do try to grab it with something else, it can be detrimental, as if you damage the insulation around the wire, can cause misfires and spark arcing. The way this tool works is it slides in around. There's little tangs on the wire. So you basically push this thing on it, locks in, able to turn it, and pull straight up. Obviously that didn't work the first time, but there we go. So it gets it up and away. So the spark plug is accessible at that point. But obviously you can get to the front spark plug and the rear wire and without having to pull the intake, but the center 2, number 2 and number 3, obviously you're going to have to pull it up and do just like I showed you to be able to do this. You can also, if you're pretty skilled, get like a pick with an angle on it and pull on the sides of the spark plug wire to pull it up. If you're patient enough, obviously this is a job that requires some patience, but basically get underneath these 2 tangs and slowly walk it out by pulling on either side. That's about it, and I hope this helps. If you have any questions or comments, please just leave it in the comment box below, and I'll do my best to respond and answer your questions. Thanks, guys.